Sup Ninja Online guys, and welcome to Slay the Spire. Now I wanted to throw in a roguelike game on my channel for a while, because you know what, that's where I started. That's where my routes take me. They did take me there. It's also where my roots first lay. But yeah, it's been a while since we've had any roguelike games, let alone like, well, I'm just gonna leave it at any roguelike games. This is kind of a different roguelike. This isn't the usual one that I would think of first when I think roguelikes. I think of, first thing that comes to mind is Rogue Survivor, because that thing's embedded in my mind. Dwarf Fortress, Caves of Cud, what was the other one I used to play? Prospector, Doom RL, Tome, which I actually want to pick up Tome because I used to love that thing. Anyways, here with Slay the Spire, this was gifted to me a long time ago, so first and foremost, thank you for that. I didn't forget, I just haven't fit it into my gaming schedule, for lack of a better explanation. I haven't played a single match, okay? This is going to be the first match, and if we win, I'm going to be pissed, okay? Just throwing that out there now. But I don't want to play this and win every time. I want to play this and be in such a shitty situation and somehow manage to pull the win out of my ass and be triumphant and just enjoy this. That's what roguelikes to me are, is getting the most complex and shitty scenarios and then turning them around and making something out of it. And I hope that's what we get with Slay the Spire. I know it's gonna be what we get with Slay the Spire. I've played this a little bit on console. I probably played it maybe 8 hours max, not all in one sitting, but over a course of a few runs. So I've probably done like maybe 20 runs or so. I do know how the game works, but I've never played it on Steam, so this is my first time. Hopefully the game is nice to me. Standard. Unfortunately, we're stuck with Ironclad until we beat a single run, so I probably wouldn't win this anyways. Ironclad isn't my best player. My best player is my best character, but the Ironclad starts with 80 HP, 99 gold, the remaining soldier of the Ironclads. Sold his soul to harness demonic energies. Starts with Burning Blood. At the end of combat, heals 6 HP. 5 unlocks remaining. Points to the next unlock. I'm probably not the best person to explain any of this to you, but I'll try my best. So each character has a different or unique starting health. The health is obviously a measure of our life. If our health goes to 0, we lose and the game is over. Gold, each character starts with different gold, if I remember correctly. That might not be it. But anyways, though, we use gold to buy items and cards in the shop. This is a card game, so basically what will happen is we're going to be playing like a TCG with random decks every time. I get to kind of choose how I want it to go, but only to a certain extent. This is an artifact, so we always start with a singular artifact unless we take a pass on the artifact for something better. But I'll get into that later when it happens. This isn't a set seed, this is a random seed, so I don't know what we're going to be getting into, but we're going to start this out. Act 1, Extrodium. So, the best way I can explain this to you is it's a tower crawl with, like I said, it's a tower crawl with a deck building card aspect. So this is the boss. I already am stuttering my words so bad. I already don't like this. That's actually not a boss I enjoy, but for a first run, you know what? I think that's pretty good. So there's 3 levels, and on the first level you kind of want to take as many fights as you can. What the fights do will get you rewards in the form of gold, cards, mainly cards. If you fight elites, you get artifacts as well. It's important to do as many fights as you can in the first floor, if you will, or this first tower, because if you do, you get as many rewards as possible. And you can do as much grinding as possible, so you can limit the grinding you do for floor 2 and floor 3. And then what that will do is preserve your health, and then when you make it to the boss, you can just kind of fly through and kill the boss, hopefully, if you have a good deck. If you don't have a good deck, you're going to fly to the boss and he's just going to completely destroy you, but that's here nor there. So because this is the first run, and just with any roguelike, I'll be explaining as much as I know. You guys can feel free to chime in at any point. This is the legend of this floor 1 map. So we have unknown locations, or unknown rooms rather. So it could be any of these in there, or it could just be a random event. Merchants, obviously, or shops, pretty self-explanatory. Treasure rooms grant us 1 artifact, if I remember correctly. Relics and gold, right? Relics, not artifacts. Restrooms are extremely important, especially for the Ironclad. That's places you can heal. Generally, you don't heal after every fight unless you have a specific relic or cards to do so. You don't generally heal. Normal enemies, or normal enemy encounters, and then elite enemy encounters, which will reward us with a relic. So looking at this right here, I'm kind of thinking I want to go this path. That nets me 4, a random, and then a elite. I can come here next to the elite, grab that. Depending on what I want to do next, probably won't go to the shop unless I'm kind of in dire need. I'll probably go here. That's a tough one, eh? I'll probably go up straight though to, and the elite there. So that's what, 3 elites? Yeah, 3 elites, and that's 6 fights, plus 2 random rooms, 1 treasure room, 2 rests. You always get a rest room before the restroom. You always get a pit stop, rest stop before the final boss. I've talked on long enough. It's been 3 minutes already. That's insane. Let's go ahead and start here. So the game this is my first time playing, so it's going to give me a tutorial, which will be easier for me to explain stuff. So defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy to play. Once you're out, end your turn. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn and your energy is replenished. Play defensive cards to gain block when enemies are about to attack you. Block reduces incoming attack damage but wears off at the start of your next turn. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent above them. If an enemy is intent on attacking you, be sure to gain some block. Okay, so we have 2 enemies here. They're both louses. So under the enemy or ourselves, you'll see passive abilities, I guess we'll say. So this is curl up. So on receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains 7 block. So my first hit will do full damage. So for example, 6. But then after that, if I was to attack them again, they would absorb up to 7 damage because of their passive ability, if you will. So this one's going to attack me. This one's buffing. We have 3 energy. So you can only play as many cards as you have energy for. So for example, all my cards cost 1 energy, so I can play 3 cards, or I could play 2 or possibly 1. You don't have to use all the energy, and some decks and some characters actually benefit if you save energy, or you know. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and strike him. Should I double block here? He's gonna buff. No. Let's go ahead and take the 1 damage here. 2 damage, sorry. I don't know why I thought it was 6. 6 that I was blocking. The reason I threw in that attack there is because I kind of want to win this turn, and he buffed. So his strength went up. His I'm getting all tongue-tied. Apparently I shouldn't have recorded. Increases attack damage by 3. So instead of doing regular damage, he now hits for 8. So we have Bash as well. Deal 8 damage, apply 2 vulnerable. It doesn't really matter what I play here. I'm going to win on this turn as long as I don't overstep. And bam. That was a pretty good first encounter and first fight. So here we are at the spoils part. So I can choose one of 3 options. And it's probably going to be adding a card to our deck. So we get the choice of one of these 3 cards. I don't get to choose all 3. And these 3 are all actually super bad, so I might just skip this. The reason I would skip this is because if you have so many cards in your deck, you're going to start to slow down your deck and make it harder for you to get the cards you want to draw and harder for you to be successful in playing. So I'm actually going to skip that. Let's go ahead and take the gold though, and we also are going to take the potion, so I can discard any number of cards, then draw that many. Potions are one-time use, but they go up there. Yeah, we're gonna skip that because there was no good cards there. And this is why you want to take as many fights as possible, because you don't want to get stuck in these situations that are going to be bad. So this guy's strategic. This enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on us, so it could be weakened, so I do less damage. I can't remember all the different buff names, but he can lower my defense. Not that I have any. I think... there is a gimmick about this slime too, and we'll get to it when it happens. I would say this is a good first turn. Weaken, basically what that does is it makes it so that that enemy receives more damage for X amount of turns. Should I block? 31, what's half of 31 is 15 and a half. No. He did weaken me too. So I do less damage here. So I would have to hit for 8. There is a lot of math involved in this if you want to play it well. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Yeah. So, with these slimes specifically, I thought that was going to play out differently. They're supposed to split. I don't know if I'm just remembering this. No, I'm remembering this wrong. That's a different type of slime. There are slimes where it's like when you do a certain amount of damage, they split. It's not one of them, but that's fine. Get rid of him now. I think I still made the best decision there. Getting rid of that big slime is kind of important, because if not, he's just going to keep buffing or debuffing you. So... and as long as I keep blocking, this spike slime won't actually ever be able to hit me. So, GG, another good one. So it's important that, if you remember, I have this relic, the Burning Blood, so at the end of combat I heal 6 HP. So this is one exception of a character that will constantly gain health after fights. Normally that's not the case. So the trade-off of how you're supposed to play, well, one of the ways that you can play this character is being super aggressive, taking lots of damage, and then healing after every fight, so that you don't have to worry about being low health all the time. I might take Sword Boomerang for some AoE damage. It's a good recovery card, but... let's go for Sword Boomerang, because I think that would be the best thing I could have here. Alright, Jaw Worm. 11 damage coming in. Do I tank that? Or do I go in here? Well, the problem is I'm not going to see these cards for another 2 turns at least. I think I tanked the 11 damage here. Feel like that's the right call. Defensive, this enemy intends to block and use a buff. So on this turn, I want to go all in and win it. Again, I think that was another really good fight. A regen potion, so I gave 5 regen. So regen heals HP at the end of your turn. Each turn, regen is reduced by 1. So basically, heal 5, heal 4, heal 3, heal 2, heal 1. What do we got for cards, though? Cleave. I might want Cleave. I don't want to pass up on Flame Barrier, but it's hard not to pass up on Cleave. What do we got here? We got another Louse, and we have a Slaver. Slavers are kind of dicks. You'll see why very shortly. I think I might Cleave and double defense here. Double defend, rather. He's also hitting pretty hard, too, which is annoying. How do I want to do this? If I strike first and then sword boomerang, I'm gonna guarantee to hit him for 6 damage. It's important to know, you know. I could have hit him for 9 too, and that thing could have stayed alive. That was the other scenario that could have happened there. It's important to know, I don't want to say turn order, but how things play out with your cards if you do them in specific orders. So he hit me and he applied vulnerable. He can do that a lot. He also will start casting negative effects and being a huge dick. So I want to get rid of him pretty quickly now. Shit. So I'm entangled. I cannot play attacks this turn, which is super annoying because I got 2 of my best cards right there that I now discarded. Huzzah. And I lose out on a turn I could have dealt extra damage because of vulnerable, but it is what it is. Let's cleave and double defend. Sometimes you just have to play the patient game. $19 damage. It's a good thing I'm killing him this turn because that would hurt. Woo. I might want anger. Take a look here. Yeah. So this is my deck right here. I have 5 strikes, 4 defends, 1 bash, sword boomerang, and cleave. I'm thinking of taking anger. It's a free-to-play card, and it adds a copy into my discard pile. I believe when I play that copy, it can't remember the term in this game, but it's a one-time use. Alright, let's see if we got lucky here. You fall into a puddle. It's made of slime goop. Frantically, you claw yourself out over several minutes as you feel the goop starting to burn. You can feel goop in your ears, goop in your nose, goop everywhere. Climbing out, you notice that some of your gold is missing. Looking back to the puddle, you see your missing coins combined with gold from unfortunate adventures mixed together in the puddle. I really don't care about the gold. Let's just leave it. Yeah. You decide that mess is not worth it. Especially because I was going into an elite fight. I wanted to make sure I had a bunch of health. This is Legavulin, I believe it's pronounced. This is such an annoying thing to fight. I might not be able to do this one, but we have a decent run starting, so we're going to see. Might as well play that. Basically, he spends X amount of time sleeping until you wake it up, and then once you wake it up, you're going to deal with shit like this. 18 damage. We're definitely going to want to block some of that. I'm going to want to pop my regen potion now. That way I start healing damage. I don't need to do that yet. I'm going to save that for a last resort. I might want to bash here. Applying vulnerable so I can kill it quicker. Yep, he's going to be a pain in the ass. So the anger cards, if they don't vanish, which it doesn't seem like they do, basically they're going to start swamping my deck. So it's a bittersweet thing, because if I draw, you know, a hand of 5 angers, that's not going to help me if I get pinned by this 18. But at least I know I have some guaranteed damage output now, which is what I was really hoping for. So, oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. That'll happen sometimes. Let's go ahead and go in here. Ah, God, Siphon Soul. So he just debuffed me. But that's fine. I'm gonna want to double defend here. And let's go with Cleave. He's definitely gonna tear me up a bit here. But we're starting to get good damage out. It's So I can't be too upset about this. I should win this if I don't get a shitty hand, and even if I do, yeah, that's fine. Even if I did have a shitty hand, I do have Gambler's Brew. But that was our first elite fight. He did some damage, but you know what? We got Wing Boots. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times. Not very useful, but you know, for a starting run, like a first run ever, I wouldn't expect anything less. So now that we have a good amount of, I wouldn't say a great amount, but a good amount of damage, I kind of want to start looking into maybe powers or skills for either buffing myself or giving myself more defense. Flame Barrier we seen earlier, I think it's a good card. It's a high cost, unfortunately, especially for this character. Metallicize, on the other hand, might be the way to go. Thunderclap is really good, but I gotta start thinking defensively here. There's no way I survive a second fight. What I could do is jump over, heal, and jump back. Chances are these are just going to wreck face, and I don't really want to risk getting something shitty. So when you stop at a bonfire, you can do one of two things. You can either rest or you can smith. If you smith, it upgrades a card, and basically what that does is it makes it so that card's a little bit better. I don't want to click on it in case I accidentally... Okay, I don't. So for example, if I upgrade Metallicize, then it comes Metallicize Plus. So I gain 4 block at the end of the turn instead of 3. Anger would deal 8 damage. You know, Cleave, 11 damage. Basic Strike would go up to 9. But we're not going to do that. The reason I came over here is to rest, because I do want to take that second elite fight. And I'm not going to be successful if I don't have some health. So let's go ahead and jump back, making use of our Wing Boots here. And, the artifacts. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so definitely going to Sword Strike here. Do I bother to defend? Might as well, right? Basically, what these are is they have artifacts, so it can negate debuffs up to X amount of times of artifacts. So all of these things won't get debuffed the first time I try to do it, but they will the second time, depending on how many times I try to debuff them. This is why I hate these artifacts or the sentries, because they're going to add all these days to my deck, which will slow down my deck because I'll start drawing them, and they're not, you can't use them. It might be too soon to try bash, especially because I have 18 damage incoming. The whole gimmick here is trying to kill these things off as quick as possible, because the longer they're on the field, the worse it's going to get for you. This is very unfortunate, actually. I was hoping for a little bit more damage output here, but hopefully the next hand. I do have the Gambler's Brew. It's important not to forget your potions. Especially for this, this battle, because fuck man, I'm going to need it. Yeah, I'm gonna use it right now. Give me some hip hop. Ooh, there we go. So this is why I say Anger is a pretty good card, is because I can start drawing those relatively well. And as you've seen, I played my hand out entirely. Let's go for this guy. I'm still gonna take a bunch of damage here, but I should be okay, as long as I don't get too wrecked here. It's all good though. I'm only gonna take 1 damage. And that's because of Metallicize. So I gain 3 block at the end of my turn. So I'll always have block no matter what, as long as I play that card. I should, fingers crossed, hopefully be able to kill this thing next turn. If not, it's going to be pretty brutal. Because it's really starting to swamp my deck. Yeah, perfect. Whew. Another good elite fight, I would say. Maw Bank. Whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at a shop. Again, another shitty relic, but you know what? It's my first run. I would expect nothing less. I might choose dual wield here. Carnage seems nice, but if you can't play it, you lose it for the rest of the battle, which is shitty. Clothesline would be nice, but again, I need some defensive abilities, and if I choose dual wield here, I could match that with Metallicize because it's a power card, and then I could be gaining 6 block per turn. It doesn't really matter which one I go to, so let's just keep on my straight path here because I kind of want to stay in my lane. Give me something good, please. Oddly smooth stone. Start each combat with 1 dexterity. Dexterity improves block gained from cards. So basically now when I play block instead of 5, it should be 6 if I remember correctly. That's an actually okay thing to get. I think what I'm going to do here, upgrade one of my cards. Let's go for dual wield plus. That will help me be a little bit more defensive in upcoming battles. 1 slaver. Yeah, this is I don't know if it has to be in my hand or not. It doesn't have to be in my hand. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm gonna go balls to the walls here. Weaken me, but I should be okay. I will double defend here, so I can avoid going any lower in health, because I know I'm going to kill him pretty soon. There it is right there. We got a weak potion, so I can apply weak just by that potion. I definitely don't want brutality. We can go for clothesline. That's probably the last, like, absolute last card I'm gonna get in terms of trying to think about how I want to go up here in terms of attacking power. I don't want to use that bonfire. I might, because if I don't, I'm going to have a really shitty time coming up to this guy. Okay, this isn't a bad fight. We have a fungi beast and a spike slime. It's a medium size. This thing's going to buff. That thing's going to debuff. I might just clothesline to get rid of the fungi beast right away. It also has spore cloud, so on death it applies to vulnerable. I have to be careful about that too, unfortunately. I could clothesline and metallicize. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I got slimed. Yuck. And I got shitty hand. I should have played that backwards. So it was important for me to bash first because I would have been able to do a little bit more damage with my other card, but it's all good. I should have the win here. Strength pot, gain 2 strength, so I do more damage. Pummel strike would be nice. And I'm here telling you guys, I'm not gonna take any more attack cards. For first run though, I'm not having great luck. Well, might as well take this because I need to have the possibility of switching sides if I want to. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly vulnerable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. Trigger the trap. As you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling into the ground next to you. You realize that the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. I'm gonna have to try to outrun it. I can't afford to take the damage or lose the max HP. I should have left it alone, but... How crazy do I want to be here? Should I go for it? I mean, this has been a pretty shitty run, so... The gremlin knob. He's gonna punish me. To be extremely careful here. So he starts out small. Don't think it's that easy though. I should use pommel strike first. Yeah, okay. Probably should have defended. I'll be okay. He says questionably. God. If I was smart, I would dual wield anger, play that a bunch of times, and go from there. The problem is he has this thing which is enraged. Whenever I play a skill, he gains 2 strength, and he's actually going to do more damage to me, but I got to be faster than him here. And it doesn't really matter what I beat him with, but let's go clothesline. Beat him in style. That was a tough fight. Don't get it twisted. The only reason I won that is because I got a pretty good starting hand there. So, what's sewn? Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random attacks. I'll take it. I need to take Shrug It Off here. I need the block badly. Definitely need to rest here too if I'm going into a boss fight. As much as I want to upgrade some of my cards. Alright. This fucking thing. The Guardian. So this thing has 2 phases from what I remember. It has the, what is it? The pommel phase and then the defensive phase. It also has mode shift. So after receiving 30 damage, changes to a defensive mode. Here's the play. If I can do enough damage to change him into this next mode, I will be a happy fucking person. So I'm thinking... Looking at this starting hand, I dual wield into anger, which will give me even more angers in the future, which might be bad because I might slow my deck down way too much, but I also should have played bash first. I completely fucked that up. But I'm going to want to do a lot of damage quickly here. I need to get him to shift his phase. One more attack. Cool. He's gonna play Thorns. Or Sharp Hide. So basically, if I attack him, I'm gonna take 3 damage back. I'm gonna have to play pretty defensively here. Because I really don't want to take constant damage trying to kill him out. Don't worry, I got a plan. 18, that's a bit much. Gotta start trying to chip him down. Did I say 18? I meant 16. I'm an idiot. Alright. Let's make sure you play this right this time, Josh. I'm going to dual wield anger again, bash, and then chip him. This isn't looking good for me in any aspect, guys. Not gonna lie, but, you know, I might be able to pull something out. If I clotheslined, I would be doing extra damage. Yeah. Anger. Sword boomerang. Of course, all I get is angers. I want to swing in so bad. It's not worth it though, Josh. You gotta tell yourself that. It's not worth it. So he's gonna do 16 damage. I'm gonna block 15 of it. I only take 1 damage. I can't do bash because I have to do shrug it off and defend. That worked out extremely well. Not gonna lie, I don't know how I'm managing this, but we're actually doing decent. I really gotta stop doing this though. I'm gonna start drawing hands of just anger. Like so. You need to use Pommel Strike, which didn't help me. Oh god, I might die here. Fuck. 16, I blocked 3. That's GG. We tried, and I'm incredibly happy with the way this first run went, considering the relics I got. Firstly, that's just atrocious. Secondly, like I said, I'm not the greatest at the Ironclad, so to be expected, and just the overall RNG I had too. I feel like I did that well. There was some opportunities I could have played Bash and got the weaken debuff before I did other attacks. Like I said, my downfall in this fight specifically was swamping my deck with the anger cards, but there wasn't really much to do there. I didn't expect to beat this because of, like I said, if you don't get some good relics in the beginning or some good rooms, then you're basically screwed. But new character. This one I'm really looking forward to. Alright, let's head back to the main menu, and I'm going to call this a video. This has been the first run. Run number 1. Alright, I'm done. Anyways, though, I had a lot of fun doing this. This takes me back, and I can't wait to do the next one. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and say comment down below, subscribe, and share. It helps me out. Thank you guys for watching. Slayer. Bye.